Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast. I'm your host, Ken, here with your co-host, the one and only.
Top 5 best snappers in the world. Sino. Because I snapped that hot fire hurt and I rep that power on all day. Let's go.
Rep that power on all day. I'm not going to talk about that. We'll wait for next episode. Nonetheless, guys, we are here today with some awesome guests. Of course, today is a great day. A lot of things to talk about, but we can only do it with these two wonderful individuals. Starting off first, of course, with the gentleman, the one and only, what we call him, the Golden Goose, of course. This gentleman is out here doing big things on the YouTubes and on Twitch and everywhere else, of course. He is an awesome content creator. He's got some of the best, if not the best, thumbnails in Marvel Snap. Ladies and gentlemen, help me introduce the one and only Prashant. Prashant, welcome in.
Golden Goose, Prashant, what's going on, bro?
Good,
Give him an applause. Yeah, let's go.
There you go.
I love the energy. Let's go.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Prashant, how you been, though? Everything been good?
Good.
All has been well?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. We greatly appreciate it.
Here, with all of us being power on, so awesome.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There you go. First time being on here. I love to hear that. All right, well, let's bring on our other guest. Of course, another member of Power On Gaming. We couldn't do this episode talking about these wonderful cards without bringing on this awesome gentleman. He is definitely killing it over on the YouTube world as well. He is the one and only place, your one-stop shop to find out if you should buy or bust when it comes to certain cards. Pause. I'm going to say pause before Sino gets all upset. This gentleman has been doing amazing content. Another member of Power On Gaming, helping introduce the one and only Docty, ladies and gentlemen. Docty, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
What's going on, Docty? Let's go.
Hey, happy to be here. Yeah, Power On crew representing.
Right.
We're going to have a good episode.
That's right. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a blast with Power On Gaming. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for coming on board. Thanks for doing the things that you guys do. It's been an amazing run so far. We started back in May. We're now in July, and big things have been happening. You guys are all over the place putting in that hard work, so I appreciate that.
That's right.
So we'll go kick things off with, of course, we are still in the wonderful maximum effort season, which is the DeadPool Wolverine. The card that came out this week, of course, is the one and only, the least most anticipated, of course, and that is AJAX, right? So AJAX is, for those who don't know, wonderful ongoing card. And this ongoing card is +1 power for each card in play afflicted with negative power. When we first saw this, we all gave our ratings for it. Do you guys know how the ratings go on this show? Prashant and Docty? If not, we'll give you guys a refresher.
You can give us a refresher. I know there's like
diamonds and pearls.
I got you with the refresher. Don't you worry.
All right, so
we got your lowest rating, which would be plastic. All right, you hate this card. You absolutely trash. This shit is plastic. Yeah, all right. And then we'll go. Next one up is silver. Okay, and then you got gold, and then you got platinum, and then you got diamond. Diamond is like, this is the shit. This card rips all cards. All right, so like. And then if you really feel strongly like you're just indecisive in the middle of them, you got the double gold or double silver or double platinum. You know what I mean? That's where you would go with it. All right. There we go. Simple enough. There we go.
Perfect. Fantastic. So, Docty, we're going to start with you, of course. You've gotten AJAX. You put out your own video. I did big up your video in my video about the card. What is your take on AJAX? How do you feel? What do you rate it?
Yeah, kind of as expected, where I thought he'd be before release. I have him, I guess, in silver. I don't think he's the worst card of the season. I still think that's Hydra Bob. I mean, Hydra Bob already getting buffed, so that's kind of the big tell right there. He's okay. I found some success in like a mid-range high Evo where I basically just had Abomination and Cyclops, but I didn't have even Evolved Hulk or anything. I kind of made it cheaper because AJAX is just expensive. Like that 5 cost is really tough. Them adding the +2 power like a week before was kind of a telltale sign that, maybe he was lackluster. So I give him silver. I think he's kind of interesting. I'll probably play him a little bit time to time just because I like affliction decks.
Okay, I hear that. Prashant, how do you feel about it?
I think he's a gold.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
He could be higher in the future just because Cassandra Nova. I think if this
Okay.
card came out after Cassandra, Ajax value will be a lot higher
Okay.
because Cassandra afflicts more damage. She's like a better Scorpion, in my opinion. And then especially
Right.
with all of these like Airsham decks too, Cassandra has high value, which brings Ajax value higher.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you got Ajax, then you have to get Cassandra just to like have 100% potential of what this card can be. But by itself, he's just mid.
So at this current moment, you're saying it's a gold, or you're saying it's eventually going to be a gold when Cassandra comes out?
I'm saying it's a gold. I think it's a gold now. I've been testing him out with Sarah.
Okay.
So I play Sarah, and then like I play Ajax and Mystique on the final turn.
So when Cassandra comes out, what do you think his rating will be overall?
I think he'll actually be what, platinum? I think he'll be platinum after.
Okay. All right. Listen, we'll talk about that when Cassandra comes out. For sure.
All right.
Sino, would you give this card?
I think on the last one I said a gold, right? So, but
Yeah.
I'm not big on Ajax right now. Like I was underwhelmed by just how lack of an impact I feel like he made, in my opinion, when I played. That's just my opinion, and how maybe I just didn't pilot it the way, you know what I mean, other people would. Just didn't have that effect on me the way I expected it to. So I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. It's all right. I gotta play around all this other afflicted cards, and half the time, like, he's like Mr. Negative, in my opinion. He didn't even want to show up for me. I was like, yo, what is going on, bro? Like, yo, help me out here. It just didn't work out as well as I thought it would. So I'm gonna go with silver on my. I think I went from gold and I downgraded it down to silver. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Yeah, I gave it a gold 2 last week going into it before playing it, and I definitely dropped it down to a double silver. I think right now it will get to that gold once Cassandra Nova comes out, and once either they buff him by lowering his cost, or later down the line when everybody forgets that this card is out. And
I think he's a cracked full cost to what you're saying, Ken.
Yeah, he will
actually,
be,
yes, a cracked full
if he goes to 4, it'd be bananas. But yeah, I've had some fun with him doing the same thing, like you said, Sarah, Onslaught, and then dropping him and, Taskmaster along with Hazmat, right? So that's been working out well. That's super fun to get that type of combo out. I mean, it's great to have him, 2 of him, right? Him and Mystique somewhere, and then dropping Hazmat is just bananas. But at the end of the day, 1 card shuts all that down. That's Luke Cage. So right now, I think double silver is where I have him, and I think he will eventually get to gold once Cassandra comes out.
Okay.
But nonetheless, you guys made videos on cop or drop or buy or bust. What was your final verdict on those episodes?
I said cop.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm totally sorry. For those
people who buy it, get at Prashant when y'all ready. Leave a comment down below if you guys copped it and you're not happy. Let us know down below.
Blame Prashant for this. Let's
go. He said, "I'm sorry."
The goose led you astray, y'all. He led you astray.
Well, I honestly think this card has potential, but as of right now, it's no. Like it doesn't put you over the top. There's so many other cards you could play instead of Ajax that wins you the game. Like there's too much to do, and like Luke Cage just messes it all up.
Yes, correct.
Okay, agreed. So, Doctor, what did you end up, buy or bust?
Yeah, no, he's as I thought he would be. I told people he was a bit of a bust. Definitely wait a couple days to see if I'm wrong. So, we'll see how he does in the long run. But he's not the greatest.
You were right so far.
You were right there so far.
Yeah, you were right so far.
All right. So we do have the next card coming out next week, which is one of the most anticipated along with Cassandra Nova. And that is, of course, CopyCat. Now, CopyCat is a text that says when you draw this, steal the text from the bottom card of your opponent's deck. Now, this is huge because you get to know a lot of insight about your opponent's card list, especially if they're not playing Arishem, right? They're playing a Hella list, you copy it, you remove the Hella power, or Tribunal, you remove the Tribunal power. I mean, this is definitely snap worthy by drawing this CopyCat. To me, going into it, Even before we started talking about, I think this card will definitely be around the double platinum range, if not a diamond. But of course, we'll start again from our guest, Prashawn. What is your take on CopyCat? How do you feel about it? What is your rating?
I think it's a diamond, just because you get the intel and there's so much you can do.
You're not playing.
Like, yes.
I
Like,
get it.
so like the fact that it's a 3/5 too, it's early game play. Just imagine if you pull their Iron Man, you already have a 3/10 on the board.
Mhm.
If you pull the Galactus, right, you could just play like Copycat and it's Galactus on a turn 3. There's so much you could do on turn 3. Like, and it's not even a late game card, it's an early game card. So even if
Right.
it's something bad, it's still a 3/5 that plays pretty well on curve.
That is fair. Doc T, how about you? How do you feel about this card? Well, hold on. Before we go to Doc T, Prashawn, what is your pre-rating? Oh, you said diamond. You did say diamond. I'm sorry. I apologize.
A
Doc T's
diamond,
on
but
you.
it's all right. You don't
My
pay
bad,
attention to
my
your own
bad.
podcast.
I do.
You may go ahead, Doc D. Tell us
Doc
what.
T, my bad.
Don't worry about that
Yeah.
guy.
I have to double down on diamond here. This card I am
Okay.
excited for the
Okay.
reasons Prashawn
Double
mentioned.
down on a diamond.
I gotta double down here. I
Yeah.
also think it's gonna be diamond. And so, like Prashawn mentioned, sometimes this card energy cheats. It's kind of like Iron Lad for your opponent's deck. You know, sometimes you get that Iron Man or Doctor Doom, in which case you cheat energy. That's great. When that doesn't happen, you still get this effect, and you don't have to pay anything. I mean, you don't have to pay 2 to play the Cable to see. You don't have to pay 4 for the Iron Lad, 3 for the Morph. Like, you just draw this, and you get the effect. Even if you don't play it, it did something.
Right.
I think the only card in the game that does that maybe is like Black Cat, who discards herself, and then you bring her back. But this card does something with it for free. Like, you don't pay any energy to gain insight. You can
Technically
have
Makari too.
it's what?
Makari, yeah. Makari does the same thing, yeah.
Oh, Makari. Yeah, but at least, yeah, that's true. Makari does come down for free, just takes up a board space, I guess. But
Yes.
for this one, what's nice is it can happen turn 1. Turn 1, you draw it, you like steal your opponent's Silver Surfer, you just snap right away. They got no idea.
3/5 Surfer. That shit would be so good.
Yeah, then you play a Korg or Rock Slide, just shuffle your opponent's deck, and then maybe they draw their card with no ability now, and it's kind of like a little mini leech. So yeah, I think the fact that she could be any cost and her ability works is really important. So I'm hyped for her. I think she's definitely in plat or diamond range, but I say diamond. She's gonna be good.
Okay.
Just imagine playing mill with this deck, and then like your opponent doesn't know that you stole something that you milled down. That's insane.
That is gonna be bananas. I'm waiting for Time Theater, Time Theater to show up, and you get 2 of these. One takes one ability, one takes the other ability. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, all right. So what did you take on it? What did you give this card?
I like you guys' enthusiasm. I do, and it's a really cracked card. It really is. It's a really cracked card. Stealing the text from the bottom card of your opponent's deck. So you're definitely, you could get a present. You could not. You could not
pull
get
an
a present,
infinite.
depending on what you get. You get infinite, you're tight, right? But like, I think she's in the double gold. I'm like double gold platinum area. Like, I'm gonna say double gold just before she comes out, because I hate giving ratings before the card comes out, because I don't really know how this is really gonna play out until you actually play her and see how the RNG works your way. It's very hard to give a rating, in my opinion. But because we do the pre ratings, I definitely like to play it safe a little bit, and then when we follow up, I like to be like, okay, this is how I really feel about it. But I think I love that she goes with Surfer. Like Prashawn said, if you copy the Iron Man, you got a 3/10 Iron Man. Like, I love her cost. I do. I want to say platinum so bad, but I'm gonna go double gold to play it safe for round. I'll follow up later on.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely went double platinum on this.
Double
We're gonna see
platinum.
what we're gonna see what happens when it comes out. The build is phenomenal. It's gonna be a good card. Everybody should cop this or buy it, right? The problem will become how annoying the card will become when everybody has it and we're trying to do our combos and you stole my card.
Stealing, yeah.
I mean, I don't like mill decks already, so this is just going to be another annoying thing.
Very Spider Ham, very Spider Ham-ish.
No, not even Spider Ham, because you won't even know when they steal it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
Yeah, that's the worst. They
like a
snap
better
turn
move.
1, and you're
Yeah.
like, why
Right.
did they snap turn 1?
right, and you have no idea what's going on. You're gonna lose your mind. It's gonna be very interesting.
And
But
you get to
nonetheless,
know what your opponent is kind of playing, right? You essentially get to figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, unless
Exactly.
it's Airsham. Airsham
Unless
is
it's
a bad
Airsham.
matchup.
Unless it's
That's
Airsham,
the
then they
thing.
throw a cork in your plan.
Right. But other than that, if somebody's playing a normal card list like a discard, and like I said, you take Hella or Tribunal, right? Or ongoing, like it's going to be upsetting for a lot of people. But I mean, we're going to see either a lot of retreats or we're going to see people saying, you know what, let's see what we can do without that card. So nonetheless, can't wait for this card this Tuesday. A lot of things are happening this Tuesday. We're going to dive into those things shortly. But first, before we do that, we normally do a wonderful segment where we talk about the top 5 something cards. Shout out to
Top
Sino.
5, let's go.
So we're gonna kick things off with him like we always do. For this segment, we're doing the top 5 worst 5 cost cards, and I hope you guys have them ready. Sino, we're gonna start off with you, of course.
Cool. Why do we always start out with me? Like,
Because it's the top 5
This
is
is yours, isn't it?
yeah, but I'm supposed to be like the main. All right, guess first. I guess I won't be the main event.
Thank you. Yes. Top 5 worst cards. Here.
Let's go. All right. Number 5. I'm going with Arrow. She's one of the number 5 worst 5 cost card in my opinion.
Oh shit, guys, down below.
I'm shooting at Arrow. I'm shooting at Arrow. Why? And this is why.
Okay.
This is
It
why.
only gets better from here, right?
I'm
Or
sure
worse?
Yeah, it can't get worse than that.
Why she's number 5? Because giving her the number 1 is like the worst I could give her, right? So,
Yeah.
Right, that's fair. That's fair. That's
so
fair.
number 5, in my opinion, when I'm looking at all the 5 cost cards, there are a lot of cards there that I say, oh shit, I like that. I like that. I could do that. Yeah. And then when I get to her, I'm like, how often do I really play her? How impactful is she to me? Right. And then I look at it and I say, before she was nerfed to hell, she was a hurricane. She was, a big bad to me. She could just drag all your cards over to that lane and then boom, you win. Right.
That's fair.
And I feel like now it's just, she drags one card over. It's like the card you played before. It's just, it's, you know what I mean? It's not as impactful that it was to me before. So Arrow gets number 5. I'm sorry that it upsets you guys, but
no, not me. I'm waiting for the chat down below to just I told them not to do it.
I don't see much now. Well, that brings up a discussion. I don't see much Arrow. Do you guys see much Arrow?
No, of course not, and that's fine.
All right then. So she must not be very favored.
We don't see much of a lot of cards.
Okay then.
Bad, but continue, please.
All right then. Yes. All right. My number 4, 5. Damn, that's gonna be hard to say. But my number 4, 5 worst card is Kang. I don't even think. 5 costs.
4?
Yeah.
4?
How do you think of 3 that are worse than Kang?
I'm gonna tell you why.
It's top 5 hot takes here.
Because although y'all might say Kang is pretty useless, right? Y'all be like, we don't like this card. He does have his advantages in certain aspects, knowing what your opponent is going to play before. And then he brings the time back, and then boom, you're like, okay, I can strategize to that. You know what I mean? And your opponent is mind games to your opponent. Now they might switch up. We saw that in the Brookland tournament. Kang was wreaking havoc.
Okay.
That's right. But
yeah, I'm with you.
As far as that's the only thing that's appealing to me. Like, there's nothing else that's really other than that. That's it. That's where Kang falls short to me. Other than that piece of tech, there's no real power to really gain from it. He disappears afterwards, so there's nothing really on the board to gain from it. It's just, in my opinion, other than his tech, I really don't see the appeal for Kang, and it's annoying, and I hate it. So it's number 4.
All right, number 3.
Damn, I'm just upsetting people today. I don't want to upset you guys.
Chat's fine. Please continue.
Whoa, number 3 worst, in my opinion, is Abomination. Because other than High Evo, he really doesn't have any purpose, in my opinion.
Patriot?
That's fair.
Patriot, I don't really,
No, he's better than High Evo. He's better than High Evo.
He's better than High Evo, right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go through this quick because I'm just upsetting people today.
Nah, you good, bro. Come on, do your thing.
Hold on, son. But guys, keep in mind, there's like other 5 costs that I see that I feel like are better.
Fine.
Like, it's
come on, let's go. You got
number 2, and this was hard. Number 2 was Spider-Man 2099, in my opinion. Only kills once when he moves. No appeal there for me. He's been really trash card for a while now. So that's my number 2. And my number 1 worst is Adam Warlock.
Yeah, that should be everybody's. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Adam
perfect.
Warlock, because he's just trash. Who the fuck is playing that at a 5 cost? Not doing
That's fine. All right, listen, love your top 5.
Woo!
Big surprises, but
I'm getting on people for theirs. Y'all better not fuck up once. I'm going crazy. What? How dare y'all? Y'all get banned from this podcast.
Prashawn, you're up next, buddy. Let's hear what you got to tell the people.
Oh man. So in my honest opinion, there's a lot of good 5 cost cards.
That's fair.
So my I guess the
worst,
best of the worst of the top 5.
Yeah. It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I have Abomination at my first spot.
Yep. Okay.
Because without high Evo, I really don't play him. He's trash.
Wait, so he's your number 5 or he's your number 1?
5.
He's my number 5.
Number 5. Okay.
All right.
Number 4.
So after that, I have, I believe, Spider-Man 2099.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's a very early number. Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, I'm surprised you have him on 4.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
Surprised he
but
didn't make higher up the rank.
Yeah.
Agreed. I want to hear. Let's go.
And then next, this is a card I don't play at all. I feel like she would be better if she was a lower cost, and that's Spider-Woman. I feel like I should play her more, but I don't.
Right.
I considered her. I did.
She's getting played now. So she's getting played now because of AJAX. No. So you're right. Yeah, people playing her for AJAX.
Why?
Affliction.
They both cost 5. It doesn't work out. I tried it. I took her out.
I don't do it. I've seen people do it. I don't do it. I'm just telling you.
I was gonna say,
you're right. I'm not doing
it. And then next, I have Adam Warlock
at 3.
3?
Wait.
No, that's just 2. He had Spider-Woman at 3. He has Adam Warlock at 2.
2.
Oh,
okay.
2. Okay.
Yeah. So Adam Warlock
is number 1.
And then my number 1 is Kang. Kang sucks.
Yeah.
Kang's number 1.
Okay. Let me just go through that again. Your number 1 was 5 was Abomination. What was your 4?
My 4th was Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man 2099. Then you had
Spider-Woman.
Then 20. Then you had who's your second?
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock, and then Kang. Okay, cool.
And then Kang number 1.
Because nothing annoys me more than someone play Magic and then they play Kang. It's like you need 8 turns to win against. Come on.
Yes, that's fair.
In the Tournament of Power, Gaming with Flash played Kang almost any chance he got. And that was so annoying.
Prashawn has PTSD from that.
Yes, he does. We're gonna ask. Hold on to that thought. We're gonna ask you that after this. We're gonna ask you about
in a tournament setting. Nothing's worse than someone playing Kang, and it's come on.
Hold on to that thought. We're gonna ask you about that afterwards. I do want to hear.
So that's why Kang is my worst 5.
Okay.
All right, Dr. D, up to you. Your top 5 worst podcasts.
My list is actually very similar to Prashanth's. We have a lot in common.
Okay.
So I've got Spider-Woman number 5. With Prashanth. It would be cool if she was cheaper or may hit more cards or something.
Yeah.
Number 4, I've got Spider-Man 2099. Same spot. Number 3, wild card here, Black Panther. I was looking at all the 5 costs. I was looking at all the 5 costs. And I was like, Black Panther was never great. He was okay before. He was never tier 1. He's never been tier 1.
No.
But I would play him a bit before. But now over time,
that'd be nice, chat.
The cheaper cards get bigger. Better A Bill gets bigger. Sage gets bigger. You don't even play Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative decks don't even play him anymore.
All right,
Black Panther's been lost for a while.
Stop right here. I'm not arguing with you, Dr. on that level. Yes, we had this conversation earlier, I think, Sino and I, about that, right? Sino, we had this conversation.
We did.
We said it was the other day, either yesterday or the day before yesterday.
2 days ago. Yeah.
We said Panther gets no love now because of what's going on. What's going to happen, right? How can they buff Panther? That was the question. So you making him one of your worst top 5 costs. I totally understand, kind of, but continue.
It's still.
I like the
crap.
card.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
of
the
course,
card. I
we know
like the
that, we know
character.
that.
He's fun. In competitive
Yeah.
sense, you got no reason to be running that dude. That's all I'm saying.
No.
All right. So number 2, I've got same as Prashan, Adam Warlock number 2, and I've got Kang number 1 as my top
Okay.
2 worst
So
5 costs.
so 5. So the last one was Spider-Woman. 4 was
2099.
Yep, and then Panther, and then Warlock, and then Kang. Perfect.
Yep.
All
You
right.
don't feel that.
played
You don't
Black
feel that.
Panther before I played
that-
29.
You don't feel that Kang has some sort of value. You think he's the 5 cost.
He's the worst
5
5 cost card in
Excuse
the
me.
game.
He's the worst 5
Undoubtedly.
Okay, really? You don't feel
Wow,
there's
I don't
any
think so.
value into putting mind games into your
I think
opponent
so.
and
I think
messing
it's
with
that.
them and all that? You don't.
I think
I
it's that,
find
you know.
value in that. I
Me
find that's
too.
why
Yeah.
he's my number 4.
And you
worst
lose a
5
draw if you didn't draw him like
Yeah.
later on. If you drew him early,
Yeah.
you just lost a card in your hand. That sucks. he's Kang tier. He's below F tier. So
Okay.
Wow.
That's so interesting that y'all feel that way. I'm so
Okay.
first
I
of
guess-
all, Doctor Black Panther. Wow, bro.
I guess my list-
That
I
was
know.
rough.
Nah, listen, it's what it is. Listen, I
Ken
guess
wants
my-
him to be a 4 cost. I said make him
I
a
would-
5 power. Ken said make him a 4 cost.
4. He needs to
yeah,
be
he needs
4 costs.
4. I agree.
Yeah, he needs to be 4. We need to be able to play him with other cards, either on the last turn or somewhere. Because you play him on 5, we know to stop him after that. We know either let him rock and we're going to Shang-Chi one lane and Shadow King another lane, or you understand? Like, so it's very Panther. Yeah. So my 5 kind of similar and not. I have cards in here that you guys didn't mention. So let's get ready for some surprises. Number 5 is Abomination. Without High Evo, he's nothing. My number 4.
See, I said same.
Yeah, my number 4 is Prof X. Prof X is one. Yeah, he's trash. I'm sorry. At this point, he is trash to me because I can. What does he do? Explain what he does. He locks a lane. I can move in and out from it by moving cards. Yeah, I'm done with that. Prof X is my number 4 worst card. You guys tell me who's playing Prof X. Prashan?
Hey, you
No.
give it time. It's a
Doxy?
fresh
Doxy?
nerf. You got to give
I'm
it
just
time. He
saying.
rotates back.
No,
He will rotate
nobody-
back in.
No, all three of you in this chat ain't playing Prof X, and I'm sure people in the chat ain't playing Prof X. So you know why? Because Prof X is only good now in a move deck. So he's going number 4 for sure. My number 3, Lady Deathstrike. Her nerf's trash now. I'm sorry for her. She was way better when she destroyed cards that were lower power than her. The fact is what, 3 costs or less? Why are we going to play Lady Deathstrike? I think I think she's number 3 on my list. Number 4, number 2 on my list, sorry, is Spider-Man 2099. I mean, I do like the card and move. He can surprise you in that last turn if you hum dial and it just goes into a lane and kill something, but still one of the worst 5 cost cards out there. And yeah, my last one is Adam Warlock. I think Adam Warlock being a 5 cost is the worst because his ability is draw an extra card if you're winning the lane, and that's just for 1 turn. So those are my top 5 worst 5 cost cards.
No Kang.
No
Are you the
Kang.
only one with no Kang?
No Kang.
Yeah.
No Kang.
Wow.
Because I do believe Kang
Kang do it.
I do Kang have some value. He does. I mean,
the
especially
value
in a tournament setting, right? Yeah, I think he does. But I mean, Prof X and Lady Deathstrike, I'm sorry, I can't. It's a wrap. So that's my take on it. Let's see what you guys say down below in the chat. Let us know your 5 worst
That's right.
cost cards.
That's right.
All
And to follow up on what we were talking about before, Prashan was in the Juneteenth Tournament of Power. Congrats to Prashan. He made it to the last 2. So that was fire. You were coming out of the winner's bracket, or losers bracket, excuse me.
Losers bracket.
Not-
That was
Losers
the
bracket.
best loser.
So you lost a flash, got bumped down to the losers bracket, fought your way through the losers bracket, and then made it
Just to
back
lose
into the championship match to fight Flash again. Well, it was a very, very entertaining and hard fought fight, right? Because Yah came down to the wire in that battle. So even both battles were epic. Like the first battle, people will be talking about for a very long time with that play. Shit, they even changed the location, I think, in my opinion, because they saw what happened to you, bro.
For sure. I'm an advocate for Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
I get tagged on Twitter all the time saying I just got Prashan.
Oh no! Yeah, shout out to Flash. We had Flash on here and Pony, and Flash talked about the match and stuff. And now that we got you here, I'm just so glad we get to talk about it with you. How were you feeling during that play? Like what was your thought?
So honestly, I thought I had him because the fact that like
Of course.
I don't know. Like it was taking him forever to play. I was like, all right, I got this. I won, like easy. And then all of a sudden, like Castle Zemo, and I just saw my demon just go to the other side. I was like, come on, like come on. Like I know. Like I was like, whatever. But we talked after. We did talk after, and we're like, all right, I know we're gonna play each other again.
Right.
So,
Right.
we played each other again, and then he smoked me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, no, it came down to the wire. He didn't smoke you. You guys
Well,
both
yeah.
had very little left in the life.
The locations hurt him in that
The
last game.
locations, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah,
but that was
locations are
still-
bad.
Mhm.
I think like a lot of it's snapping too, right? Because like I felt
Yeah.
like I was in control, but I think like it's weird. Like when you're in control like that, you feel like you're immortal and you could get away with things. So there's
Yeah.
probably a game like you should retreat for 2 cubes instead of losing 4, and that's like my downfall. I feel like I could just end someone just to get it over with, and
Yeah.
like a person like Flash, you have to be careful and mindful because he really counts his plays and he's really like thoughtful on what he's going to do next. So it's like, all right, like I shouldn't have taken him so lightly because he does sit there and he counts how much like each lane's going to get and how he might win. Like it's crazy how he thinks.
It reminds me of Tucker a lot. Like that's how Tucker plays too. Like they're very intricate and strategic.
Yeah, I'm just a gunslinger. I already know what I'm doing, but I know
Get
what
out
I'm going to
the
do.
shooting. Don't give me no gun in.
Yeah, you know how we do. Me too. I'm snapping. You snap on me, I'm snapping back. Let's go. Let's do it.
Like
That's
with the
how it
cards
is.
in my hand, I know what I'm going to do the whole game. Like I'm already ready to go. I don't care what you're going to do. I know what I'm going to do.
Facts.
Okay, cool.
I feel the
Awesome,
same way.
man. That was such a great battle, man. That
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome to see. Like everyone was hyping the chat. I was lurking in the chat the whole night when I showed up.
Oh, we know. I'm like, Prashawn, get out the chat. Prashawn, get out the chat. My bad. You can't be talking and playing at the same time.
I'm like, at one time, I was like, oh shit, Prashawn's in the building. What's going on, Prashawn?
Yeah, man. And then like people are like, "Oh, he's cheating," and I'm like, "Pre-recorded."
Yeah, exactly. Like, they didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know.
Which was the brilliant part about it, right?
Right.
They really thought it was live, so that was
yeah, it was awesome. Just to see chat blow up like that was freaking crazy.
Yeah,
like the
they
reaction
did
that you and Connie had. You're like,
Yeah.
no. I was like, oh man, I felt the hurt all over again. I was like, damn.
You were
Like I was watching it.
Prashawn.
I was watching it in my living room too. Like, so I was like, dang. Like I saw it on the big screen again. I was like, it hurts again.
Big event.
And that was part of the enjoyable experience for you, right? Actually getting to sit, because when you're in the tournament, you're sweaty, right? You have the anxiety, right, Doctor? You see people being, you've been in some. You get sweaty.
It's much better after, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that you can really focus and really enjoy the tournament or experience because you're so busy trying to win it. So like you're focused on that. This way, it was recorded, the games were done, everything was done. They all the contestants got to sit back and actually watch the tournament and watch everybody react to your guys' plays and go insane. And you get to even do that. So do you feel like that was a better experience, or do you feel like the more live way was the
it was an awesome experience. I don't know. I probably didn't want to. I didn't feel like playing the game after that match with Flash. I was like, like I didn't even want to talk to him after. He wanted to talk after.
Prashawn's got beef with Flash now.
Wow.
Nah. Flash doesn't call us, man. I'm cool with Flash, but I'm like, man, I don't even want to talk to this guy. Like that was like pure luck. But I'm like, GG, man. I'm glad he won it. Like when it came down,
Flash is the king of salt. All right, he be salty all the time, so don't worry about it. He'll be the first to tell you.
Oh yeah, like and it's crazy too. Like it was like a lot of pressure to even do well because like going into the tournament of power, like everyone was asking who did you think was gonna win, and a lot of people picked me. I was like, what the heck? Like I hate having that pressure. So actually making it to the final, like it felt good.
Right.
And I'm glad I lost.
The hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time, a great time. I'm happy that you guys enjoyed it. I was even more happy that you guys went along and did everything that I asked. Like you record your video.
Clip too. Did you cut?
Yeah, maybe I did because I laughed. Because I didn't watch these, right? I asked you guys to record it. I asked you guys to do a video of yourself and your decks. And Prashawn only did one deck, by the way, guys. You guys didn't realize that. Prashawn did one. He only played one card. We're not gonna get into that. But I didn't watch these videos, right? I just put them together to get them to go. So I'm watching it live as well. And holy crap, did I laugh when that demon went to the other side. I was like, Damn, if I was Prashan, I was throwing my phone at the wall. Like, I'm never playing this game again.
Keyboard
I wanted
ripped
to
out.
turn the camera off. Like
Yeah,
I was,
for real.
I was done with Snap.
So
No.
the fact that I saw your face when you pull your chair back, I was like, no, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna cut right here. 'Cause I'm sure the next day would have been him flipping his shit. So, but that was a great time, great experience. We got a lot more to come. Yeah, we got a lot more to come, a lot more tournaments to do. We got a lot of showcases, etc. So make sure you guys go ahead and hang out with Power On. It's always a good time in the Power On Discord. So now today had some drama as well surrounding our next topic. So OTAs come out certain times. They have a schedule, maybe every 2 weeks, whatever the case is. And what's been happening recently, more so than anything else, is that the OTAs get leaked right before they come out. For those who don't know, we're going to pull the fourth wall back a little bit. There is a creator program where we have some creators. I think 3 of us on here are part of that creator group. And we're able to get information about the OTAs a day or two before they are released. So with that happen, we get some prep to go out there and be able to present great content to you guys. So when the OTAs drop, you guys see the videos, you get excited, and you guys go ahead and make your decision on how you want to play, et cetera, et cetera.
Damn right. The Snap Illuminati, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it
That's
here
correct.
first.
That's correct. There's a lot of work that goes into those content videos, posters, whatever the case is. And when things get leaked, it becomes a difficult thing for us content creators on how to proceed. In most cases, second dinner say, you know what, go ahead and just put out your content. In the case like today, wasn't that little cut and dry. It was more so we had to wait around, etc. So the thing that came up was Sino is not in the creator program. If Sino was awake, right? Not yet. Soon, right? If Sino was awake at that time and he saw the leak, I'm just gonna be real. Sino could have put a video out about the OTAs, because mind you, these leaks weren't like Reddit leaks. These were leaks that came from the URL of marvelsnap.com by somebody brute forcing, and I'm gonna not say brute forcing, changing the dates and letters in the URL to get the proper site up. So if Sino saw these leaks and did a video, he could have done it with no repercussion because he's not part of the program. Those who are part of the program, we could have gotten some type of repercussion because we signed an NDA. Nonetheless, we're not going to dive too much into it. I just want to talk about it and just say with you guys what it was. But we're going to dive into the OTAs now, starting with, of course, yeah, I'm not going to dive too much. Come on. Why?
I know. All I know is I'm not in trouble. Sino is good. Y'all can't get mad at Sino's the one time I'm actually not upset. I'm all right. Like, shit, I'm chilling.
I would say one thing about it, though, is like, all right, like we do put hard work into these, 100%. And it does feel bad when it does get leaked.
Yes.
And the worst part of it is the last 3 OTAs have been leaked, and 2 of them have been on second dinner's part.
Yes. And these last 3 OTAs have been phenomenal. Some nice big changes. So it sucked that I don't normally do videos, and I decided to do one this time with Loopy, and we're all pumped, excited. We have our stuff ready to go, and the first thing I see this morning is they leaked. What do you mean they leaked? And when I see the leak, it's the URL. I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is.
The crazy thing, I had a good feeling about it too. I was like, no leaks this time. Like, I'm feeling good. I actually made a video this time. Like, I'm just ready to hit go whenever the OTA drops, and then I just wake up and then boom.
Yeah.
Like, Discord's going crazy about it.
Yeah. Doctor, do you make any videos on OTAs normally?
No, I did a couple times, but they usually get bad views because everybody does them. It's so saturated, so I don't make OTA or patch videos.
Yeah, and the shelf life on it's like spoiled milk. Like, it's only good for like a few days and then it's done. It's not like someone's gonna go back
that
to it.
That information is already out, right? So
yeah, like I probably won't get any more views on my OTA video because it's already done.
Right. No, that makes sense. Okay. So speaking of OTAs, guys, we have some crazy changes. We all know that Erisham is basically the card that nobody likes currently. It's got the Loki feel right now because the first week everybody was up in arms, loving Erisham, giving him all the hugs and praises. And a week later, everybody wants his head. Now, it's not Erisham's fault, but of course, Blob being copied by Mystique, and then Rogue from the other side, the mirror matches, it's just Dark Hawk and putting being mean and putting Loki and Quinjet in the decks is just been crazy. So Erisham has got a lot of flack and everybody wants him to get nerfed. So what Second Dinner did, however, was kind of nerf the cards around Erisham. I know they're waiting to see how Cassandra works with Erisham to see if they need to really nerf him. But the biggest question on everybody's mind is, why isn't Loki being nerfed? So before we dive into this list, we're going to go with Docty first. Docty, do you think Loki should be touched?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's been the strongest card in the game, arguably, since release, even after his first nerf. Especially, I know a lot of high-ranked players really don't like him because he's everywhere in like the top, say, 1,000. Like at competitive level conquest mode, he's just so consistent, right? It's a big problem. He's consistently powerful. He's got a great ability. It just doesn't make sense that he's got like a decent stat line. Like his power is more than his cost. He's got a great ability. I think you keep kind of his fun aspects. You could just change his power or something. Do something though. He should be weaker, right? He's just been too good for too long, and that day's coming. When is it coming? I don't know, but that day is coming.
Yeah. Do you believe Second Dinner statistics that Loki isn't a problem based on the stats? He's not winning much games. People are retreating. Do you really believe that's the reason why he's not being, touched?
It's a good question as to why they won't, or why they haven't nerfed him. I don't think it matters, the stats, after a while. I mean, you look at eventually they hit Zabu, eventually they hit Eliath, where they're like, you know what? Or even Darkhawk. They're like, you know what? This card's been like in the top 10 best cards for too long. Right. So they have some different thresholds, especially for cards the community dislikes. And this making people hate on Loki again, kind of think about him more, probably brings that back up. So eventually he'll just get touched. I don't think the stats necessarily matter too much because there's no way he's a bad performing card on their end, right? Whether he's their best performing or just up there, he's not a bad performing card.
That's true. That's fair to say.
Eventually he'll get touched.
Okay, all right. So what about you, Prashant? How do you feel about Loki? Do you think Loki needs to be nerfed or buffed?
It's hard to say. I'm like 50-50. Like when it comes to high level ranked play, he's a problem. When it comes to tournaments, he's a problem. When it comes to conquest, he's a problem.
But that man said right there, what that man said, keep preaching, Prashant, amen. Keep telling him.
But everywhere else, I think he's fine because on ranked, like it's not that much of a problem. His win rate's not.
What do you mean everywhere else? It's just ranked mode. You named everything else.
Well, if you talk about like rank, like lower level play, right? You don't see that much Loki, or they don't know how to play him effectively compared to like the sweaty players. So I think like Loki's fine in that like the beginner space because they don't know how to use him effectively or they don't have the cards. Right. But like competitively, he's a problem. But I feel like in Erisham it sucks because they play Quinjet on 1, they play Cable on 2, they play Loki on 3, and they just win. That's your stat condition. And I think that's a problem. So I think if you just eliminate Quinjet from the Erisham deck, right? So like technically all those Erisham cards are yours, and it doesn't go with Quinjet. I think that will help out a lot.
Yes, no Loki with Quinjet, you're saying, or no Erisham with Quinjet?
Both. I think both will help a lot.
And I said that to Tech earlier, and he can attest to this. I said Quinjet, and just like Collector doesn't work with Loki anymore, Quinjet shouldn't work with Loki either, because you're already getting that cost reduction, and that's the shit that's killing us. Not only are you getting my cards, you're getting them cheaper, and you got Quinjet out there already. So you're just gonna just play my card that's better than me.
I think it's the fact that someone can play like 5 of your cards on the final turn.
And I'm sitting there with one of them, like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck?
So it's interesting about that because Quinjet's ability, Quinjet has been, nerfed because of the wonderful Thanos.
Right.
If we go to Quinjet and say, what? Like, how do we nerf him that doesn't work with Loki? Quinjet doesn't work
Same way
with
you
cards.
do. He doesn't activate with collector. In my opinion, you just turn
Or
that
have
off.
him only work with the agents, like Valentina, Agent 13, Coulson.
Yeah.
Okay, so Quinjet only works with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. That
Oh,
would
come
be
on,
I have
Moon
no
Girl
problem with
needs
that.
some love. Moon Girl needs some
Moon
love
Girl-
over here. You could just remove Loki's
Just
-1
remove that. You get what I'm
and leave
saying. Yeah.
Quinjet
There we
giving the
go.
discount. Take off
Force
Loki's
them
Loki's
to have to
Girl.
play
-1.
Quinjet. Yes, I
Moon
like
Girl's a
that,
lost
Doctor.
card.
Yeah, then you
Moon Girl-
need Quinjet with Loki just to get -1.
Okay, so that's fair. You need two
Yeah,
cards
true.
to make Loki be Loki.
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that,
I like
Doctor.
that.
At least
I
remove
like
the
that.
cost reduction and make them have to play Quinjet so that there's a counter at least to it. I can kill that Quinjet with my Killmonger or my Rogue or my Enchantress or something.
Electra.
Makes it, or yeah, whatever. And you know what I mean? Like,
Or if you don't draw Quinjet, now Loki feels much less consistent that game because you're like, oh shoot, I didn't get any discount. Yeah.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, let's say they do that because I know that's the whole point of Loki is that mischief, right? That cost reduction and getting cards. But nonetheless, we agree Loki needs to be buffed or nerfed at this point.
Nerfed.
Well,
No
Yeah,
buff.
see, get buff this freaking guy. He's pushing a false narrative out here, guys.
Oh my gosh! All right, so let's dive into the OTAs that happened.
Yes, he is. He's very much. I say that
today.
all the time.
Oh,
He's
stop
part
it.
of the
Cut it
problem.
out.
Prashant, I say it all the time.
Cut it out.
Thank you for saying that.
So-
It made me feel good. Jeez.
So Blob has now lost his ongoing ability because, again, for some reason, it was weird that Mystique was able to copy the ongoing, and that ongoing triggered the on reveal. So we know that Mystique's ability is to copy the ongoing and its text. So what was happening was, I know you guys seen the images and pictures all over the interwebs of a chunky blob looking Mystique, and that's to basically say that people are playing Blob on 5 and Mystique on 6. And of course, in Erisham decks, that's what's happening. It was becoming an issue, and now they removed the ongoing so that now you can't Mystique the Blob. I think that's a great change for Blob. It also helps Blob being able to be played in other card lists like with Sauron and Shuri and Red Skull. So that's pretty good as well. The ability of him not being able to move kind of really hurts the cannonball aspect. But nonetheless, I think this is a great change. Will it stop Erisham decks, though? I don't think so. Docty, what's your take on Blob? You like it? What's your take?
Yeah, I thought it's kind of a nice little pinch in terms of a nerf. You know, it's not huge. A lot of times in Airship, you don't draw both cards anyways. Like half the time I wasn't even playing Mystique because it's hard getting Blob and Mystique in the same hand when you're playing Airship and you got 24 cards. If anything, though, I do think it affects more than that. It affects the mirror matchups with Rogue, because I had that all the time. Because when you're running Erisham Loki, you also run Rogue a lot, and Loki decks in general love Rogue.
Yep.
And then, you know, your opponent plays Blob, and you can Shang-Chi it, or you can play Rogue to make your Rogue then power up like Blob. So you don't kill their Blob, but you match its power. And so that's gone now. So I think that hurts in terms of mirror matches. It means, you know, maybe that hurts specifically like the Loki Erisham one. And now you'd have to use Absorbing Man as your only option instead of Mystique. And again, with Erisham, like if you have fewer options, it's really tough because it's hard to draw the card. So I think it's a nice little nerf. It's not huge. You obviously are still going to be playing Blob in the deck. We'll see if that one specifically makes much of a difference. I think the next change is more impactful for it, maybe, but we'll see how the Blob fares.
Yep. Okay. Prashant, how you feel about it? Same way?
Same way. I think it's a slap on the wrist, but I don't get how they couldn't change the interaction, right? Like, how come Mystique just doesn't like copy not being able to move instead of her copying Blob's on reveal? Like, that's the only thing I find confusing.
Yes, I said the same thing. I get it because it says text, but the on reveal happened already.
Right.
So it's very weird to me. Yeah, I agree.
Same thing with Rogue too. It's like you copy the text too. I think like maybe that should have been changed first before this change. But I
think
totally
they used to only do one, and then they made them all consistent. Like they made sure that Rogue,
Sino.
Absorbing Man, Mystique copy
Yeah,
everything.
you're
But you're right,
right,
it could go both ways. You know, maybe it's better if they only copy the ongoing or only the on reveal. But maybe for other cards, it's better if they copy everything. I mean, it's tough, right? Like for Blob, it's kind of bad, but maybe for other things or in the future, it's good. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely
Overall,
find
it
out.
was good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll go on to the next one. I know how Sino feels about Blob already, so we're not going to delve into.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even gonna go very long either.
Yeah,
I was like, it's a cool change. It was necessary for balance, and that's all I was gonna say. I mean, I liked it the way it was. I would like the fact that we could cheat out another Blob, but
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
just greedy, so fuck it.
Of course he did.
Balance is key. So
Yes. Mockingbird now, guys. Mockingbird went from a 5.9, which is cost one less for each card, to a 6.10. This is huge because I think now it becomes a shangable card or it becomes a protected card with forgot her name now. Kyra, yes. So that's something to think about now. Now it's actually part of the Kyra protection. But nonetheless, I like that it's shangable and it's an additional cost. So now you have to play X amount of cards to get her down to a 1 versus it being a 5.9, because Mockingbird was definitely one of the strong cards in a Arishem deck. This change is huge, so they did change 2 cards to kind of see how Arishem will go going forward. And Mockingbird, yeah, how do you feel about it, Docty? The change is good.
Yeah, I think it's a good change. Like you said, it's needed. She was honestly one of the best cards in the game. Like even just outside Arishem, Mockingbird since she came out has just been really good. The 10 power, it's usually better. Sometimes she will die to Shang-Chi, but usually 1 more power is better, even if it makes a card Shang-Chi-able, because it means your opponent now has to use Shang-Chi. But really the big thing here is the cost. So it's definitely a nerf. She's hopefully not like a free 9 or free 10. Maybe now she normally costs 4 or 3, kind of more in line with Sasquatch. I mean, they're kind of more, they're both 6'10 now. The Kyra could matter, like you mentioned. So it was a good change. It was needed. She still is probably good, but probably not like one of the top 5 best cards in the game anymore. But we'll have to see.
Yeah. Prashant, how you feel about it?
I think it was a good change. I sort of saw it coming. Like, she was one of the most popular cards in Snap. Her win rate was insane, but I think with this change, it could make her better, especially with Kyra. If you cheat her out early, you could play Scar earlier too. Like, you could play her in Zoo with Sasquatch and Black Swan. I think there's like a lot of stuff you could do with this card, and it's still pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Sino?
I agree with Prashant. I think it's still a very good card. I like the power increase. I agree with Docty. Definitely the power increase is better. I think she still has value. I know it's a 6 now and it sucks, but kind of, because you're not getting her as cheap, as quick as you were before. And you really kind of got to work at it just a little bit more. Not a lot. Getting her at a decent cost as opposed to getting her at the 0 that we were getting her at. So we were a little spoiled. Okay, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But you're getting the extra power. She's a 10, so she's kind of worth it. A little concerning that she's in the cheat range, but you're controlling the cost. So hopefully you can kind of control the prio, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she's in a surprise card at the end that you have at cost, so you can kind of like She-Hulk. You kind of use She-Hulk. So I like the change. It's different, but it's not necessarily bad in my opinion. So that's how I feel about it. It's okay, not bad.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, all right, great. So now we go into the card. We're gonna probably skip this card. We're gonna talk about it real quick. Second dinner definitely gave this card a
Some people
buff.
love this card. Like there's a cult following. There are people out there that's no bullshit. Right. There's a cult. Prashant, you probably seen them. There's a cult following out there of people who love Hydra Bob. I don't understand it.
So Hydra Bob is not bad, but he's not great either, right?
Yeah.
I think the text he had prior when he was data mined was much better, right? That he moves to every lane that you're losing after every turn. I mean, that would have made more sense, but I get it. Him being a 1/5 only move when it snaps. I mean, the only mode I know we'll talk about later, DeadPool Diner, you could snap a couple of times in that, right? Like 5-6 times in DeadPool. So him moving around the board might happen a lot then. But Second Dinner saw this and gave it a buff right away, and then put out a release telling people, hey, he got a buff to kind of, CYA, like, hey guys, if you want to use your spotlight keys, you better do it within the hour, because we did buff this card. So shout out to them for that, because normally they would have buffed this card in OTA and not tell anybody, and everybody's like, hey, I would have brought him at 1/5, which is full of shit. But nonetheless, They did let people know, and I think Bob being a 1/5 only helps Cerebral 5 decks, and that's all I have to say about that. So if you guys do want to talk about Hydra Bob, the floor is yours, but I think we can all just skip past him.
Anybody?
I'm a Bob believer, to be honest.
You're a Bob. Prashant, spit to us. Why are you a Bob believer?
So, like, all right, I even put him in a deck today with Lockjaw. So if you play Bob or you get Bob in a Lockjaw lane, you could snap, get Bob out of that lane, and play something else into it. And plus, it's mind games too when it comes to the opponent. And he could get into locations that normally you can't get into, like Crimson Cosmos and stuff like that. Like, there's some value there. It's just that, like, no one wants to take the risk with Bob, right? So it's like, why play Bob when you could play something else? But I like to take risks. He's a 1 cost. So there's some decks that I don't even have 1 cost in, like my Sarah Hazmat deck. So it's like, all right, low risk, high reward, especially him being like 1/5 now. Like, he can win you games. There's a lot of AQ games I won with Bob. Even though I get in the comments, you could put any other card in there, but I still think he's good.
There's still people that play Lizard, right? Because it's a 2/5, right?
Yeah.
Hydra Bob is a 1/5, right? So
yeah.
Now that I think about it, that you say it like that, kind of makes a little sense to me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Prashant kind of makes a little sense to me. The 1/5 is appealing. All right? That stat line is pretty appealing. Until it leaves the lane you really need it to stay in. I get it when they say, I understand that part, but still to have a 1/5 flying around like Titania or Martyr's a 1/4, but that's pretty. It's not the worst.
Yeah, of course. Until the Killmonger comes out,
like Miles Morales in your deck too. Like you just snap just for your free, like your Miles to be a 1 cost.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
correct.
Snap, have a move into a Craven lane like last turn. Like there's so much stuff you could do. It's just that everyone wants to like win hard and fast in the easy way. Yeah. But I just think I don't know. I like the card. I like the mechanic.
Well, think about it. If you have Bob in your hand, right, and it's late and both players have snapped already, you can kind of keep it where you want to. You can kind of.
It's just a vanilla 1/5.
Yeah, it's just. But that's a pretty good vanilla 1/5.
Yeah, it's easier than getting anything else like Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Especially if you could play Darkhawk and Bob on the final turn, that could be a big swing.
Not bad, yeah. It's not that. Or Task and Hydra Bob still works for me the same way they play Task and Ebony Maw.
Yeah,
that's fine. I totally.
he's not impressed. I'm just trying to make the best of Hydra Bob.
I played Hydra Bomb the first night he came out when he was a 1/4 in a move deck, and I won all of the games. He was on stream doing it. So it's not, like I said, he's not a bad card. He's not a great card either, because move is different, right? But move, I don't care where he goes, I'm going to win. But if you're playing him in other card lists, and like Sino said, you have him in the lane, and you're thinking it's over, and your opponent snaps, and he leaves that sanctum, you lose that game, right? He loses you game as well. So to me, like I said, he has his yin and yang. He's good. He's not great, but he's not bad. He's bad, but he's not great. Like, that's how I look at it. So him being a 1/5,
like everyone in the community, I think we're all low on resources. So none of us want to waste it on Hydra Bob.
Nobody. It was like less than 10%, I think, of people that got Bob.
Like, I did a poll on my channel, and it was like 9% said yes.
Mine was 8. Mine was 8, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that was ridiculous.
We were all low on resources, which is crazy to me.
So why would you waste it on this card? That's why.
Safe to say the meta didn't change when Bob came out.
Yeah.
No. But we all did get Bob, right? I mean, I did.
Yeah.
Doc, did you get Bob?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. See, there you go. My favorite card. One of my favorite cards.
It's a good card. Yes.
Dear to my heart. Ravonna Renslayer. When I did do the video on her, she was a 3 cost. Everybody hated this card, but she got a 2 cost. She got the buff she needed, and Ravonna has been one of the best cards out there, especially after Zabu got nerfed.
One of my favorite quotes from your Spotlight video, the famous comments that I've seen there that stuck in my head is, this poor guy got stuck doing this card.
That was one of the top comments in that spotlight video, and I'm like, yo, I love the cards. I'm negative, right? So I was super pumped about it.
Oh boy!
And yeah, they really were like, yeah.
I was like, damn, he took the time to write that.
That was the truth. But nonetheless,
Wow.
Ravona going to a 2-2. I'm not mad at this at all. I think Cerebral 2 people would be happy, but I'm mad. I'm not mad at all because it could be worse, right? They could have nerfed her in a way like they did Zabu. And I think that might be coming to Ravona if she continues to be one of the most cards being played in any card list that has 1 to 0 cost cards. I think her ability is so powerful right now with cards like Thena, right? Cards like Iron Man, Mystique, even Sage and the Wolfsbane.
Mm-hmm.
When Cassandra comes out, Sage is going to be powerful with her as well. And I think because of that, she's on the radar, right? And I just hope they just continue to drop her power, right? Or make her, don't make her 3. Make her 3.
They can't keep dropping her power.
So make her, if they got to make her 3 costs, I'm happy with that. I just don't want them to turn her into a Zabu or make her one of those activate cards, right? That would be the worst for me. But nonetheless, her being a 2-2, like I said, Cerebro list players should be happy. Docty, again, I'm going to start with you. How do you feel about this change?
Yeah, I agree with you. It was a good change. I mean, Zabu was a 2-2 for a long time. My thought is on cards that have really powerful abilities, kind of like what I mentioned with Loki, is that they shouldn't have good cost to power ratios, especially, cheaper cards. They're so powerful. Like, their power really doesn't matter. It's all about her being a 2 cost and, getting her down on 2. So she shouldn't really have more power than her cost. So I think 2-2 is completely fair.
Perfect. Rashawn?
Yeah, I think this was one of the most popular cards too, with the high win rate overall, and especially with Zabu dying, you had no choice but to play Ravona.
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna come, but hopefully they don't do more to it. I think maybe like a 2-1 later on, but the fact that like she synergizes so well with so many different cards, like it's insane. Like especially with Angela before too, like. She worked pretty well with Angela. So that was the nerf before this nerf. And it still doesn't stop her. So, yeah, totally understand why they did it.
Yeah, perfect. Sino, what about you?
If they change Ravona to be like Zabu, I'm going to fucking riot. All right? I'm going to go into the streets and we're going to just tear shit up. All right? We're going to find second dinner offices. All right? Ken told me where they were. All right. No.
Oh gosh, you can't threat second dinner.
No employee of the month, 15 months in a running. Okay, because we're snitching Ken out. We're rioting because I miss
program invite.
Yeah, they got 10.
Yeah. Where's your invite coming? This is why they're not letting you in.
Out the window.
I miss Zabu so much. And to Ravona's kind of that consolation prize that made you not hurt so much from Zabu being down. I mean, yeah, all your 4 costs are not going to come down like Zabu did unless you're unrevealing playing him. But I missed the ongoing ability for Zabu, and Ravona kind of helps us in that ability as far as Iron Man, Mystique, Taskmaster. All these cards get reduced. So it makes it a really fun combination of cards to play with. Although I agree with Ken, she is going to be like, if she stays like this, crack like this, she's going to be definitely on their radar. And I just hope they do not do anything to her because she's so vital in a lot of the card lists that I play. I would be so goddamn upset. Don't do us like this. But yeah, that's my opinion. The power at 2-2 doesn't make me mad. But if they change her actual, on reveal. I mean, I'm going to on reveal. I'm going to be so upset.
Yeah, I don't think they should do it. I think they already have it. Other cards that they took care of. Zabu and Psylocke both are on reveals, and they both do kind of what you needed to do. So Ravona should stay where she's at. Next on the list.
One day.
Do that to who?
Sarah.
They better
not. Yeah, leave Sarah alone. You leave Sarah alone.
They better not.
Queen alone. Let her rock out.
I think Sarah's a perfect 5 cost card with that ability. Okay. She's fine. If Sarah was a 4 cost, yes, I totally agree. They need to get rid of it.
Sarah
Yeah,
on
Come
the
out here spitting blasphemy real quick.
on
Hold
the
on, you leave
field.
Sarah
Sarah on
alone
reveal wouldn't change that much unless it's a
It wouldn't.
7-turn
No,
game.
it
would
wouldn't
be
because it's
fine.
Gen
because of
5.
her cost. Because of
Yeah.
her cost, right?
Yeah,
that makes
Yeah.
it would
It's like
actually be
Sandra.
better. It would actually be better if she was on reveal.
sense. Put it on Wong pause.
Yeah, because Wong 4, Sarah on 5.
Ooh.
That would be
It
insane.
would be
on
better. Technically,
Never mind,
it
that's
would be
broken.
better.
That's
Yeah,
broken.
That's
Take it back.
Oh, yo, Sarah.
Leave
on
Ramona alone.
reveal.
It's
No, it'd be worse
Attack
still.
Sarah.
It'd be worse. It would be worse.
Okay, all right. Let's get through these because damn, Sarah on reveal is the way to go. Viper. So Second has been removing a lot of the RNG from some of the cards. Did the same thing with Stegron. Now you know Stegron's gonna move a card to the right. Viper now is only going to flip over the lowest power card on your field on that side. We do that anyway, right? We want to get rid of the void. We want to get rid of the hood. We want to get rid of any of the lowest cards on that side of the field. Now that randomness is taken away. So even if you have a bigger, more powerful card in that lane, she's always going to go for the lowest and send it over. So that's a good change. It didn't do anything with her power or her costs. I do miss her being a 2 cost, but I totally get it. It would have been broken, especially with Havoc. So now you can't just toss over any powerful Havoc or if it's the only card there, of course, yes, but her change was good, I think, to eliminate some of the RNG from that card. Now, Docty, again, how do you feel about it? Good change? Was it needed? What's your take?
Yeah, I think it was neat. She was basically seeing no play, after she got changed, and you could just use Nihilist. But now it's really nice because you said not ever be able to play her late game, really. I mean, unless you like only had the Void in a lane. If you had more cards, you'd be like, well, I can't play Viper. So it felt bad. Sometimes locations mess with you. And so now it's like you've got so many options for the Void. You've got a Nihilist, you've got Cersei, you've got Lady Deathstrike, you got Viper, and you can do those on any turns. So I think Viper is much better now. You can do it on turn 3, you can do her 4 or 6, you can have rocks on the location with it still, and she still picks the lowest target.
Yeah.
So it's a good change. I think she could see a little bit of play with this. I like it.
Agreed. Prashant?
Yeah, I like the change too. Like before, there's a little bit of uncertainty of what you're going to send over. So everyone just tuck her out of the deck, especially with the Nihilist. So yeah, it's a perfect. Like, where was this when Sentry was a 10? And the Void was a 10? I wish that was around then. That would have been perfect.
Right?
But yeah, like definitely a game finisher. I've been messing around with it, having magic, and then I Viper something over and I try to Shang-Chi something on the other side for those big swings. So yeah, awesome change.
All right. Sino, how you feel?
I like the change. I think it made it more detailed and more specific, and I think it works more. I think it works better towards what the card does. So I like Viper.
All right, perfect. So then we go down to the last couple here. We got Sauron. I mean, listen, Sauron being a 3/4, I don't think really mattered. We basically dropped in Sauron for his ability.
No, that was a vanilla one. That one's
I'm not even. We don't got to dive too much into it. Sauron is still Sauron, but I guess the way Second Dinner works, they like to buff cards to make people play them. So let people know, hey.
I mean, it feels better than playing a 3/3. It feels, you're seeing a 3/4 now. Like, okay.
But yeah, so like I said, it tricks your mind to go, hey, we should play more Sauron, especially if you have Red Skull, Shuri. I think that's the reason behind.
Well, yeah, if you're playing that, it makes it feel better to lay down a Sauron, not 3/4.
Yeah. But the next card we're going to talk about here is Werewolf by Night, getting the extra power in there. So now when this card moves at the first glance, it's now a 3/4, then a 3/6, versus it being a 3/3 and then a 3/6 afterwards. So how do you guys feel about this wonderful change to Werewolf by Night? I don't play much bounce Werewolf by Night, so I'm not going to talk too much on it. Docty, how do you feel about the change?
Yeah, I'm same. I don't really play bounce. He's kind of creeping back to how he was originally released, right? Because at first he was 3 cost, then they made him a 4. They're like, okay, we'll do 3 but 1 power. It's like, we're going to do 3 but 2 power. And so he's kind of coming back to his OG state. But the other cards in the game, there's just so many powerful cards out there now. It's kind of power crept from when he was released last October. So he needs it just to keep up, not even to be overpowered. Yes. So it's healthy.
Right. Okay, Prashant?
Yeah, I definitely like the change. With Werewolf by Night, there wasn't that much like room for error. especially with on reveals. So now, like with the extra like power, I feel like it's a mind game again, and you can make that mess up on putting them in certain spots. But and I think bounce is back, especially with the next change too. So good change.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sino feel the same way?
Yeah, really liking the Werewolf by Night change. I like that it's a 3/2. Now, when you play your arm reveals, it can really, you got to keep up with all this power that's being generated in the meta right now. And I think his change really makes him more valuable to play and gives you more incentive to play. So I like the Werewolf by Night change. I'm really a fan of the next change though.
Yeah, Hitmonkey. I'm happy for him. Hitmonkey. I missed when he was a 3-0 or 4-0. I think that's the most fun I had with him, especially in a negative deck back in the day. But I think Hitmonkey.
He wasn't a 2 at one point.
No, he came out as a 2, I think.
Yeah, he was a 2.
2-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
He popped off when he came out.
Yeah, that was cracked. That was the most fun ever.
Yeah, one of my most favorite videos making.
Getting pride going crazy.
Yeah. Hitmonkey was a good card when he came out for sure.
Yeah, that too.
He was 2-0 and he earned like 3 power for each card.
Yeah. They nerf anything that gives 3 power. That goes right out the window. 3 and 7 power. Gone.
I'm happy for him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy for it. Getting that power buff. I'm still not gonna play it over Sage, right? Like that's like now I gotta do too much homework
I think it does better for the bounce.
I'm sure. I mean,
I think it makes it a little bit. I think it keeps bounce competing.
You could bounce Sage too, buddy. I think Sage.
I get that, but
I just think it's too much cards you got to play to get Hitmonkey to Sage powers. That's where I'm looking at it. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for those people who play bounce. I'm happy for that archetype. That's why I'm happy that Hitmonkey got this change. I'm just talking for myself because I don't play bounce because I got to think about the lanes that have to be played or filled, etc. So I'm happy for this change for sure. But I do wish he was back to his old 2-0 for sure. But again, shout out to Bounce because you got 2 of your favorite cards doing phenomenal things. So, Doctor, your take on it? I know you like it, so.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Bounce just got 2 buffs, basically. I probably won't be playing much Hitmonkey still, but yeah, Bounce is maybe back a little bit. So it's going to be interesting. It's still hard to play is the thing with Bounce. Right. So not everybody can pull it off. So I think it's okay when you give Bounce a little bit of power because it has a high skill cap. So good players take advantage of it. And as long as it's not overpowered to where bad players can win easily with it, then it's at a good spot. So I'm happy with the change.
Yeah, bring Beast back. Bring Beast back.
Free win. It shouldn't be a free win.
Yeah. Hey,
but it should reward good
bad players, bro. Take it easy.
It should reward
they
good
gotta
players.
Play too.
Yeah, they can play Shuri. They got Sauron buff.
Oh yeah, they got Sauron. That's for the kitty.
Yeah.
I love the Hitmonkey change. Like I'm a semi decent bounce player, so I like the change. I don't know. Like I think bounce fell off a little bit because all the Cannonball Professor X stuff and all the Lang Clog, and then after that Airsham comes out, so it just got lost in the sauce. So they're just trying to bring back this archetype. I think it's been bubbling up a little bit, but yeah, this definitely brings it to the forefront.
All right, so you spoke about Hitmonkey.
Yeah, I love the
your take on it, so you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the last card, of course. Very happy about this change. Lockjaw, we wish it was a 3 cost, but Lockjaw is back to allowing more than 1 card once per turn being able to swap out. I think all the Thanos players can rejoice. I think all the
Thor and Beta
Ray,
the Hella discards, the Hydro Bob players. You guys can now rejoice. Yes, Lockjaw now allows you to swap out as much cards as you can put in that lane. And I'm happy they did this because you're right. Lockjaw.
He could have brought it back to a 3 for me, but I'm just saying.
It's okay. I mean, at this point, being able to drop all those cards, I mean, this Lockjaw with Thanos, I think, is great again. Lockjaw with this card is great again. A bounce, whatever you want. So I'm happy for this change because nobody's playing Lockjaw. So I hope this really helps shakes up the meta and we see some Lockjaw decks, some bounce decks, nonetheless, yeah, I like this change. Doctor, how you feel about it?
Yeah, this is another card, kind of like Werewolf. They're kind of like bringing it back to its OG state. You know, they're like, let's kind of reverse this, but now at a different time, right? Because now, even if he was back to his exact old self with like 3 costs, you know, there's more powerful cards in the game now. You know, it wouldn't be as broken.
That's right.
So it's always interesting to see them kind of bring the same thing back and it just not have the same impact like with Captain Marvel. So I think it's good. I think, yeah, Thanos should see an uptick of play. That should feel better, which is awesome. I'm interested to see how the hammer decks work because OG Lockjaw, Beta Ray Bill wasn't out yet. So, really, at most, you're getting like 1 hammer, but maybe you had like Wasp or Yellow Jacket that you drew with Jane Foster. But now you could, you know, if you do get the Hammer Boys down, you do Jane turn 5, maybe turn 6, you play Lockjaw plus both hammers.
Yeah.
So, you know, 1 lane you got Thor powering up, 1 lane you got Bill, the 3rd lane you got Lockjaw, hammers in, big stuff out. So I'm interested to see how that works because you couldn't do that before because Beta Ray Bill wasn't around yet. So I think he should be good. He should still be fun. Probably not broken because he's 4 costs. But we'll see. This could be a really big meta changing OTA here for Lockjaw. So I support it at least to see what happens.
Okay. Rashawn, how you feel?
Yeah, I definitely love the change. I've been messing around with like Pixie Lockjaw hammers.
Yeah.
And it's been going crazy, especially like final turn. So I really like the change. I'm going to try out Thanos. I'm going to try out old school Thanos with Arrow in it. And
there you go. There you go.
But listen, I had to look at all the 5 cost cards, bro. Like it wasn't just like I was like Arrow sucks. It's just like I had to look.
You had Arrow next to King.
He never played
Arrow next to King in your list. That's a crime. That is a crime.
Bro, there's value in King, bro. There's value.
Oh my goodness.
Arrow was cracked back when Arrow could pull all your cards. Like that's why I felt like, Arrow was cracked. Like that's when
she was overpowered.
Yeah, and it wasn't it and it used to pull even an unrevealed card. Yeah. Pull that.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that anymore. You know, and it just pulls the card prior to that. So it's like it lost its appeal for me, in my opinion. That's why I gave it like I had to look at everything else and be like, okay, this is better.
Yeah, she used to kill Galactus decks, man. Good times.
Yeah, but overall, good card. Awesome.
Yeah. See how you feel about it.
I think Arrow sucks. No,
I'm done.
No, Lockjaw, great. I just wish I could play my old High Evo Lockjaw card list. So if Lockjaw was a 3 cost, I would be so happy right now. If they would have put it there, I would have been like, yes, let's go. And the Thanos thing is interesting now that the stones have been changed to only work with Thanos. Before they did other things. Now they only work with Thanos. So I'm interested to see how a Thanos Lockjaw will kind of work, other than trying to proc up or do things with your Thanos. Pause. But as far as like the Pixie thing sounds really dope. I always was a fan of playing it with like Thor and a lot of high-powered other cards like Magneto or Infinite or Hulk with my High Evo. Yeah, it was Lockjaw is a very convenient way of cheating out big cards early. And so
even
I was always
in that deck too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm happy. I wish they would have brought it back to 3, but I'm cool with Lockjaw doing multiple cards in the same turn, and it just brings it back to the old school way of playing Lockjaw.
All right, perfect. Yep. I mean, that wraps up the OTAs for today. As you guys can see, it being leaked really hurt because these are some amazing changes. And yeah, I'm happy to see where the meta goes from here. I mean, I'm sure once I go on the internet after this, we're going to see a bunch of crazy card lists out there. But yeah, I mean, listen, Lockjaw being a 4 cost, think about maybe Zabu on a Wong so that on turn 6, you're dropping a cheap, whether it be a 2 Lockjaw with a bunch of other cards and doing madness. Maybe we get Zabu come back and be good. We'll see. Nonetheless, let's dive into the next topic, of course, and that is Deadpool's Diner, which is coming out on July 23rd. This is the only way you can get a certain cards variant, which is Cassandra Nova. The cool thing about Deadpool Diner is the fact that we can all get a card for free. We don't have that much resources, so if we just play test your might. That's what I'm going to call it, because that's what it looks like. You're playing, test your might from Mortal Kombat when you just going up you're just
column.
testing your might. Yeah, you're testing your might against other players on a type of ladder. Because you're not right. Yes, there you go. And bots, of course. There's going to be a ton of bots because nobody's going to play this mode. Well, maybe they will early. But the cool part is, of course, you're able to not use cubes, but instead bubs. I just think the bubs thing might be confusing, but I'm sure if you guys saw ItsGuestGaming IGN video, they learned their lesson, and I'm sure they're going to have some type of video that really explains why we're using bubs and the amount of numbers, etc. Nonetheless, I'm pumped to see what it does. It is a new mode in Marvel Snap, so I'm always excited for it. My thoughts on this is I'm happy that they're giving people an ability to get a card without having to spend money or additional resources that we don't have, like tokens, or of course, trying to test your luck with keys. I really hope that they do more of this when it comes to cards versus them relying on us to use tokens or keys, because those are very hard to come by. So my biggest thought on DeadPool Diner is new mode, super fun, ability to get a new card, and of course, awesome other rewards like borders and gold and a variant. So that's my take on it. Prashant, we'll start with you. What's your thoughts on DeadPool Diner?
I think it's a pretty cool concept. I was confused on how am I supposed to get millions of bubs. I think that number is very intimidating to look at when you're first starting off, because it's like, holy shit, how am I going to get that many bubs in a week? But hopefully once there's like another video explaining it, how like instead of cubes, it's bubs, and then you just go up the ladder and you get like different plates of food or whatever,
which costs other bubs that you can get
until like Cassandra. I think it's pretty cool because it gets boring. I get infinite day one, and then I'm just trying out different decks like every day, and then
I'm like, I want something else to do.
Yes. Like I just need something else to do, and then I played Conquest the last week just so I could get whatever variant there is, and maybe an infinite border.
Yeah,
but I'm glad there's something in between, and I hope it sucks that it's only a week, because like certain people won't be able to get the card. But it's good to see that you're able to get a card for free just by playing the game, and I think that's how the game should be. For the most part, there should be like at least one free card. Like maybe Hydra Bob should have been the free card. You got a certain amount of cubes or something, and you get a card. So I really love how they're actually bringing another game mode.
Agreed. Docty, how you feel about it?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like Prashant said, it's like a new mode. I mean, the game plays the same, so it's not like a whole new game, and you're going to be able to bring your own decks and stuff. But the snapping is different, where you can snap like every turn. You get more bubs. That kind of affects some cards like Hydra Bob.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be like high stakes poker, where over time the rounds get bigger and the wages get bigger. So it's cool. It's great to get a free card. Everybody's going to love that. I think, it is only like a week or 2 weeks long is kind of the only downside. And so I do hope that they choose to bring it back on a somewhat periodic basis, maybe with a different theme or something. But they can just kind of keep bringing it back. That keeps it real fresh and fun, because you're like, oh, at the end of this month, Deadpool's Diner comes back. Games do that. Like League of Legends will have like these special game modes that they rotate in and out, because it gets boring if it's there a long time, but if you rotate in and out, it's fresh, right? Because you're like, oh, I haven't played this in like 2 months.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool concept. If they can make more game modes like that, and then just rotate like maybe they have 2 or 3, and they rotate them out throughout the months, like that's going to keep every month really fresh, because we're having a great month in July, but we want to have more, of these kind of refreshing months that keeps players engaged. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good time.
Yep. All right, cool. Sino, how do you feel about it?
I like the fact that it's a new mode. I like that we're gonna get new variants and new stuff from that new mode. Like Prashant says, if you go infinite, there's really nothing left to do other than go do Conquest. Conquest is too long. They need to shorten Conquest up a little bit. It takes forever sometimes, especially if you're just trying to yes, there we go. If you're trying something on the battlegrounds over there, like it's like, I'm just trying this card, so I don't want to be here forever. Or you're winning, and it's like, why can't this be over after the first? We both snap on the first game. Like, why do we have to play another one? Like, this should be over right now. It should be done. I shouldn't have to go through this and be
tortured.
Yeah, held hostage this whole fucking time and shit.
Mhm.
But like, I like that it brings a new mode, new stuff. That's always exciting. I like it. It's cool.
Okay.
It's ladder style, right? So you only have to play one game and climb.
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. And I don't
I
think
love
you can
that.
go down either. I think once
Okay.
you're at a certain rank, you stay there.
Okay, I
There's
love
certain
that.
floors, yeah. So you can lose bubs, but once you get to like a higher stakes table, you can't go down to a lower one.
Okay.
So it's nice.
Okay, see, yeah, I like that.
No, it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for the 23rd. There's a lot of things going on next week. Cannot wait. Power On got a lot of stuff in store for you guys too.
Oh
So
boy,
we can't
there's
wait
a
to
lot
show
of
you that
stuff on the
stuff.
schedule. Woo!
It's crazy. But before we leave, we do have the black matte borders that came out today. We do know that they're also going to be part of the reward system in the DeadPool diner. So if you don't spend your gold now, you can probably get it if you work yourself up to get those bubs. But how do you guys feel about these black matte borders? I mean, for a person that collects all the variants,
yeah, I feel guilty.
I haven't seen it. Oh my
I haven't
goodness.
seen it yet. Number one, number two. Do they look like black
Crackle? No, they
no,
do.
yeah.
They do look good on
Like,
certain cards.
Does it shine or does it just like
No.
get
No, it's
lost
matte.
in
It's
the
matte.
back?
And they
It's
cost
matte.
$100. They
That's
cost
the
$100.
problem. That's the issue.
8,000 gold.
8,000. Oh no, that's a cool thing. They give you either 8,000 gold or $100.
You have to pay 8,000 gold to get 12 black. It's a
Yeah.
bundle style, so you can't just buy it per card like you can the other borders. You have to do a bundle, either $100 for 12 and some credits, but the credits value is actually bad. Or you do the 8,000 gold, which is essentially $100 of gold
Thank you for
with
telling
credits,
me.
and
I will
the
not be
credits
doing that.
value's low. Yeah, so I'm
Right.
also skipping because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will not be doing that.
This is the first thing I feel like skipping as well. I'm just sitting here like,
Ooh.
Wow,
yeah,
wait,
for
you're
me,
skipping?
yeah, I really
What?
believe
Money
so.
grow on trees where
You
you
need
come
every
from,
border.
bro.
Man, listen, I thought about it, man. I thought about it. The cool thing is they give you 12. That's the cool thing. So now you can
Yes.
actually have a whole deck of black matte cards. So I do like that.
Oh, he's so lying. He's so capping, guys. He's
Why?
We're gonna go on his
Captain
next
America.
stream and
He
it's black
is
matte.
going to get
Infinite.
the black mats. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling
You know what?
right
Every
now.
Infinite has
You know
black
He
matte
is
border.
capping. Because you know what?
I'm gonna get all the black.
He's gonna chill for a little bit, but it's gonna take somebody doing something and making it look cracked, and he's gonna go.
He's gonna see a Twitter
Yeah.
picture.
Oh, look at my black man.
Yeah, with that infinite.
Yeah,
Oh,
that ass. No,
Yeah.
he's lying. He's
Nah.
absolutely.
I haven't. Listen, I saw it. I didn't normally I'd jump on these type of things. I did not.
Bro,
I was just like, damn,
because you haven't
$100.
been pushed to do it yet. You just need to see somebody with a crack.
I did see somebody with an all inked out black border.
Oh yeah, that was fire.
And I was like, wow. I mean,
I
like
almost wanted to buy it after that.
Right. I know. And that's why I said, I'm like, I
It's
don't
gonna
buy
take one or
cards
two
like
more
that.
for him to do it. He's gonna do it. Don't you worry.
Let me
He's
see
gonna
some
do it.
cool. Let me see some
See?
cool
I told you, he's
color.
already reconsidering it. He's already.
The color
Let
I
me see some
haven't
cool
seen
color
look
cards.
great. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it look great on gold, and that's the problem too. Is that
Right.
and Second Data did address this. Someone asked. They said they'll add the feature in a future update, but right now you can only get the black borders in the bundles. So you can't get them in the custom card feature, and you have no way to preview it on a card in game. Like there's no way to see what
Right.
it's gonna look like on your
Yeah,
card. You
look
got to go
right.
to Twitter. You got to go to Reddit to see how it looks. And so that's even a harder sell. Like if you're a casual player or someone, you're like, I'm gonna spend $100 and I do not know how it's gonna look on my card. Like, that's rough.
Yeah, it is rough, and that's why I said I'm thinking about it, but we'll see. I like my cards I have now. I like the borders I have on these cards right now. So the black matte really got to get me right. Like I'm thinking about what cards would look great with a black matte around it. So far, it's just ink to me. But if there are some cool colored looking ones, like with the full color still, maybe. But yeah, I'll wait and see what it looks like. I think it's in the shop for 4 days, so we do have some time to decide if we want to spend $100, because I definitely don't have no 8,000 gold at this moment. So we'll see how we feel. But yeah, the super variant god has. Well, it's not a variant, right? If they threw a variant in that bundle,
I was gonna ask. That was
I
my
would
next
have
question.
no
If they
choice.
throw a variant in that bundle,
yeah, I would have no
and
choice.
is that possible?
Just put a
Because-
pixel.
Yeah,
Just put a
it's over.
pixel in every
It's
bundle.
over.
Forget
They
it.
had put a pixel in that bundle, it would have been sold. I wouldn't even have to ask questions. Like, yep, here it is. That's on them. They should have done it. They should have put not Deadpool pixel. They should put a pixel card in there that goes great with the matte black, and I would have had to purchase it. So, but yeah, that's my take on it. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. Let's see what it looks like with the matte borders. I know they have other matte borders that are coming out. So the black ones, yeah, I really want to see what it looks like.
Absolutely.
Cards.
But before we get out of here, SnapCon, are my people going? Are y'all going to SnapCon? Prashant lives there, so he can get to SnapCon.
Yeah, Prashant's driving
just
every morning.
It's across the street.
He's riding a scooter to Snap.
Yeah, facts. I believe that.
Hey guys, hold on, I'm going home. I'll be right back. Like it's out of here.
What about you, Doctor?
Oh yeah, I was there last year. I'm going to return this year.
Yeah, let's go.
It's a good time.
Let's go. All right,
happy to see you guys again.
You heard it here first. Sean, Docty, coming to SnapCon.
It was great hanging out with
August 16th, August 17th. Guys, you got to come out there. You got to come chill with us, or you could come to the VIP dinner if you pay that little extra, and then you could vibe out and break bread with us. And it's going to be crazy out there. I can't wait to have such a good time. August 16th to 17th. Come out to SnapCon. Let's go.
Yeah. We, Sino and I, we got the Power On house.
That's right.
You guys can see the call today. So I just show off the house. We do have a huge backyard.
And it's mad close to the hotel. So it's awesome.
Yes. With the grill, like 5 minutes from the hotel. With the grill. We have patio seats. It's a huge home.
Yeah,
beautiful. Everything
closets,
inside.
Everything should look like crazy celebrity type shit.
Yes. So Sino, myself, and Robo will be staying there. So of course, Docty and Prashant, after the festivities,
we can come.
Yeah, so we can have a good time. If you guys do come to SnapCon, you guys want to hang out and party with the Power On crew, make sure you guys come out to SnapCon and have a good time.
Right.
All right, before we go, we will be leaving you guys socials down below, but let the people know where they can find you, starting with you, Docty. Where should people find you?
Yeah, really the place I'm most active is YouTube. It's Docty_Snap. Find all kind of new cards, resource planning content over on my YouTube.
There you go. All right, Prashant.
Yeah, I'm mainly on YouTube too. Just Prashant, or you can find me on Twitch every once in a while. I'm gonna stream more. I think I'm close to partner, so I have to stream more, right?
Yes.
So
yes, you gotta do it.
That'll happen as well, just Prashant. And then you can find me on Twitter, Prashant_Snap. I'm always posting on Twitter too. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's posting decks. Copper Drop is new. I have to catch up to Docty.
Yeah, let's go.
Docty's not happening. Docty got it.
Drew Barry now.
Full steam ahead. Yes, full steam ahead.
Yes, we need more Prashant on Twitch. Let's go. Just like we need more Sino on Twitch, because I just hit 1K. Let's go. 1K followers,
baby. Let's go.
Yes, and Flash hit it the other day. So shout out to Flash too. Hit 1K. So yeah, it's crazy shit. Everybody on the rise.
Close to 2K too.
Yeah, let's go, Prashant. Let's go.
Power on, baby. You guys are powering on for real.
Yes.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. It was a great episode. Talking about some awesome things.
Yes, let's go.
Again, everybody down below, check out their socials. Let us know how you guys feel about our top 5 worst cards and how we felt about the OTA and everything else coming out.
Damn right.
All right, guys. Until next time.
Top 5, baby.